Folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017 and welcome back to Hermanns Eck. So, we are down at the BGA. I finished the grass cut off camera and brought it all up here. We ended up with 250,000 liters. I covered it. I used these amazing Sapphire silage tools. These are great. I believe it's in the Giants mod hub, but these are great. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I guess it's just the way that it's coded. But normally, one pass might get you like 2 or 3 percentage points of compaction. With these on there, it's like 10. And one is a roller, one is a blade. I don't use them at the same time. I just have them both on here because we're done and we're going to be heading home. So this is at 99%. I blanketed it a couple days ago and left the tractor down here as a visual aid and because I thought it would be a cool way to start the video. So let's hop in here, head back to the main farm, and it's the 4th day of summer. It's midsummer. So it's time to start harvesting, and we need to because as you can see we have 20 pounds. Fantastic. But I think I'm starting to figure this map out. And I think I'm understanding what the map maker was intending to do by starting you with all those like unbelievable volumes of commodities and consumables. And even the brewery, you make so much money with the brewery. Well, we've made so much money with the brewery, but we're broke. This is what I'm figuring out. This is what I think I'm figuring out anyway. These fields are so small. Like all those grass fields gave us 250,000 liters. Now, I did, as soon as I was done with the mowing and got everything into the clamp, I went ahead and spread pellet fertilizer again, as you can do as soon as you harvest grass. You can fertilize again. And then within just a couple days, and I did speed ahead days, but in just a couple days, it was at growth stage 1 again. So I think we might get 3 grass cuts in a season instead of 2. Some maps are set up that way. And if that's the case, good, because we're going to need it. Those fields they're big, but they're not that big. None of our fields are really big on here. And that's what kind of got me thinking, maybe I know what the map maker was up to. And this is my theory. I could be wrong, but this is my theory. I think they have it set up so that they give you a strong start, and you need to use that strong start to get your animal operation established, get plenty of animals, and sort of get them ready. Nope, that one. My buttons are still all jibber-jabbered from when I lost my input bindings. Getting them put in one at a time, but I'm still missing a couple. So you see what I'm saying, that carefully. So you would have a good start, but you would need to use all the money that you make, like as an example from the brewery. You'd need to use your brewery money to buy animals. And the reason is that I don't think we're going to have enough crops to really make any money from selling crops. I think all of our crops are going to be kind of focused on, for lack of a better word, you know what, I just noticed something. I thought, moment please. And now we're not coming out of it. Okay, now we're out of it. I just noticed as we drove through there, we've got the clamp dialog. You see it up there? Top left corner? And there's tires here. I wonder if this isn't intended to be a clamp. I thought it was a lane, but I guess we could use this as a clamp. I don't know if I'd want to, but I suppose we could if we wanted to. Okay, fair enough. Hey man, everybody builds their maps differently. Before we go any further, let me also find our canola, and it is, it's field 13. Okay, glad we didn't go very much further because I went the wrong way. So you know what, instead of going where I was gonna go, let's go to a different field entirely. Also a canola field, because we definitely need money. We gotta make some do-re-mi quick. So that's my theory. And now I don't want to say that I started this map wrong, but now I'm sort of concerned that we're not going to have enough from our fields to sustain our animals, and that we definitely won't have enough to do things like make beer. I mean, that's you'll see as we get over here. Like, we're going to harvest canola, and I would be surprised if our biggest canola field even fills this tiny harvester, which I got, by the way, because you can get around most of the map with the header on. It's not entirely realistic, but I don't feel really good about trying to deal with header trailers on this map. I mean, I'm sort of not too keen on header trailers to begin with, but on a tiny map like this, the idea that we would try to get a header trailer into a field, get it positioned properly, and then get a combine harvester in and get it positioned properly to pluck the header off the trailer, I'm not confident that that's going to happen, at least not easily. So I went ahead and got this one, and it's also, I think it's a perfectly appropriate size for this map and for these small fields. I can't imagine using anything bigger. I have a couple Fent mods, and of course the Claas Mega, the 208, the 88, some of the other sort of classic small Claas harvesters. But ultimately I went with this one. Also, like I said, we're just about out of FS17, and there is some equipment that I really haven't spent a lot of time in, and this is one of those pieces of equipment. And you know what else is interesting? Looking at the equipment list for FS19, it looks like they're bringing almost everything through to the new sim, and then they're going to add some equipment on top, but I'm assuming this will be in FS19 as well. I think almost, yeah, like I said, almost everything will be. Don't hit the fence. So that is what's going on. We'll get this going. Also consumables, and this map being like absolutely loaded with consumables. There is also, coming out the driveway of the compost master, I noticed directly across from the compost master, from the driveway, on the other side of the highway, there is a great big slurry tank, a slurry storage tank. Kind of got me thinking, this map comes with everything else, right? Why wouldn't it? So I went ahead and took a tanker over there, and sure enough, there's a ton of digestate on the other side of the map. So you know, we have 1 million liters of compost. We have a ton of lime, calc. I feel like we should have been using that stuff from the beginning, because I installed my own slurry tap over at the animal dealer. I should have just been using that digestate. And we also bought manure, should have been using compost, and then we bought pellet fertilizer. We should have been using lime. So I think that's what the map maker was up to, is that you would be able to make just like piles and piles and piles of money early on without really spending a lot of money. And by doing that, you would have a lot of money to buy animals with. So I think we'll do all right, but I have altered my earlier position that this map is just a money machine. I think it's going to get a lot trickier once we don't have the brewery, because like this is an example. I mean, we're coming up on an entire length here, and we're going to be at maybe 700 liters for an entire length. This is different than we're used to farming on some of the big maps that we've been working on. So you know, all this canola may just be enough to feed our pigs through the winter, right? And likewise with wheat, which we also have to get bales out of. We've been using our straw for silage so far, but in time we're going to need to use it for hay. So I think you see what I'm saying. It is going to get complicated, much more so than I initially gave the map credit for. So kudos to the map maker, because like I said, it snuck up on me, but I figured a map this detailed and this well thought out, it's not like they would just, you know, go with any kind of combination for the economy or make it a sandbox or something. So yeah, it's going to be challenging. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm also curious how long it'll be till this is ported over to 19. And you know, that's kind of a fun thing about Farm Sim, is you have a favorite map, the new sim comes out, that map isn't available, and then 6 months or a year later it is available, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, and it's like a little bit of a homecoming. It's kind of nice. So FS19, I don't know if you saw this, but the release date, at least from what I've seen, I was aware of it being on the 20th, and now it looks like it's going to be on the 19th. So they brought it in one day, maybe for 19, FS17, I don't know. But that is something that's happening. And then the Long Island Railroad DLC for Train Sim World was supposed to come out on the 15th, and now that's been pushed back to the 20th. So initially I thought I'd be doing a Train Sim video tomorrow and a Farm Sim vid a few days later, and now it looks like I'll be doing a Farm Sim vid in a week or so, and then the day after I'll be doing Train Sim. So it's always something. So it's very dynamic here in Sim World. What else is going on? I did not post a video yesterday. Normally it would have been Spin Tire's Mud Runner or Train Sim World. Train Sim World I'm waiting until the Long Island Railroad DLC. And Spin Tire's Mud Runner, you know what? I was just straight up burnt out. I'm a little bit, at the moment, I'm a little bit over that game. I think because of the American Wilds DLC, which disappointed me. Just between me and you. Just between me and YouTube, it really disappointed me. It's on me, you know. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just so much more about logging than it is about driving in the mud. And for me, Spin Tire's Mud Runner is about driving in the mud, and the logging is just kind of an excuse to do it. But this seems a lot more like logging intensive, and logging is just really not my jam. So I started it a couple times, and I just wasn't feeling it. I have to say, just was not feeling very Spin Tires at all. So it's one of the first days in a long time I haven't posted a video. But, and I'm not being an ass when I say this, I don't really think it's a big deal. Nobody cares. So that is where I was yesterday. But I am going to double up for you on Friday, and I hope I have something a little bit more innovative, novel, something a little bit better for you on Friday. I am going to, and I'm not being morbid or like, I'm not being down at all when I say this, but I'm going to try some new things on the channel, and if I don't start getting some momentum, I think I might shut it down. I mean, I'll leave up the videos that are there. Maybe I'll post now and then, but as far as daily, I just haven't seen really any kind of meaningful growth in almost a year. And I really appreciate everybody who does come by and watch the videos. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes. I really enjoy doing this, but it's kind of a lot of work. And it has changed the way that I game, because it's you can't just do whatever you want anymore when you have a schedule. You have to stick to the schedule. You have to like do what you say you're going to do. And there are days, not too often and not really badly, but every now and then it's like, I don't want to play this sim right now. I want to do something else. But because a video is due, that's the sim that I have to get into. And I guess maybe Spin Tires is a good example of that. It's not quite burnout, but it's like, I still love sim gaming, but I can't do it on my own time in my own way. I do it according to a schedule now. It's not a big deal, not the end of the world. That's something that I'm more than willing to do for all of you. But if there's like 3 of you, with all due respect, you know, that's not, that, I don't think that works for anybody. And in time I will burn out, because it's just too much work to do when nobody's watching. And I'm not mad about it. I'm a little perplexed by it. I really thought that I would see some kind of growth by now, and I just haven't seen any. So I'm going to try some new things. Maybe that will spark a change, and I will see some growth. And if I don't, like I said, I'm going to back it way down, and maybe just post a video now and then. But I'm probably going to have to back away from the daily videos. So, but I really do appreciate everybody who comes by. I know I have some regulars, which is kind of hard to believe, but I'm not seeing growth, and I haven't looked into hiring anybody. I mean, I am a marketing guy, so the idea of hiring somebody to help me grow my channel is, to me, that's a little bit silly. To me, that's a little bit silly for a couple reasons. but I've done all the reading that I can. I've done all the research that I can, and at a certain point, like, there's a lot of things that you sort of need to do to grow a channel, and according to like the best research that I can find, I'm doing all of them. And in a lot of these a lot of these people that try to help folks grow channels, like, they don't really want to say it, but sort of buried in all of those tips and all of those advice and things that, you have to do this, you got to post regularly, you have to have good quality in your videos, you have to use tags, you have to, just all the sort of nuts and bolts stuff. But way down at the bottom, it's like, you know what, if you're doing all those things and you're still not getting any views, it could just be that people don't like your content. And that's, it's not the end of the world, but it's like, oh, okay, well, if you don't, you don't. Not you. I mean, if you're watching, hopefully if you're watching, you do like my content, but you get what I'm saying. If it's at a certain point, it's like, all right, I guess this just isn't what people are into, which is fine. But if that's the case, then I will save myself the extra work that I'm putting into making them, and also, I don't know, make room for somebody else. So I hope that's not the case. I hope I can find that magic formula, but so far, at the moment, I have not been able to. And like I said, I'm not mad, but it's a bit of a head scratcher, because I'm trying to do, honestly, I'm trying to do what I see a lot of other people doing, as well as they do it, or close to it, and at the same time in my own way, because I don't just want to like copy somebody else's channel. But it's when people that I know, when people that are close to me watch my videos, and then I point them at somebody else's videos, and they come back and say, yeah, man, that's pretty much the same thing. And I'm like, I know. So how come they have like 40,000 views and I have 4? So it's now, to be fair, obviously I'm not the only person in the world that's asking that question. But I think after 9 months, 10 months, I think it's okay to ask it, but I'll put it on me. I'm not blaming anybody. I'll put it on me. I gotta find the magic formula. I gotta crack the code. So that's why I'm gonna try some new things, and we'll see. I hope it works, because I really enjoy making these. But I'd enjoy making them more if somebody was watching. All right. I'm going to, I'm not going to do this whole field, by the way. I'm just trying to clear a headland for our worker. And then I'm going to, hopefully I can get to the end of this road before my tank is full. Throw out the auger. I'm going to go grab the little Steyr and bring it back and, oh, I'm kidding. No. Come on. Come on, just to the end of this road. Now, we might make it. We might make it. No, we're not going to make it. No, we're not going to make it. It's going to be so close. We're going to miss it by like 5 feet. Maybe. Maybe we make it. Oh. Oh, game. Oh, why you got to do me like that? Okay. So we need to get this in a better position for our tipper. And to be fair, we should have been going the other way to begin with, but I wanted to start up the hill for various reasons. This field is a little bit steeper than it looks. That's the main reason. So, I'm going to get this right about here. Right about here. A lot of trees on this map. I know it. All right. We get it right about here. So our little tipper doesn't fall off a cliff. And even then it's going to be close. Right. Set the brake. There we go. Quick run over to the farm. We'll get in our little utility tractor. So yeah, man. And hopefully that doesn't like bring you down or anything, because I'm not down about it. It's just a puzzle to solve. It's just a mystery, yo. I like mysteries. I should have gone the other way. In fact, I will before I get too far. So yeah, and what else is going on? Oh yeah, like I said, I do have some, I don't know if I want to call them surprises, but I do have some hopefully some interesting things for the videos that I'm going to post on Friday. I'm going to record 2 of them tomorrow, and just some stuff I've been wanting to try out. Stuff that's been like, I guess problems to solve like in games themselves and things that I've been wondering about. And plus I came across a couple super cool mods for a racing sim that I've been spending a lot of time in. I definitely want to make people aware of those because that's very cool. Right, this guy, the loudest tractor. Come on, buddy. So, wow, we have so much stutter and lag when we're in the yard. All those machines, all those models close together. And I think, man, if I'm wrong, this is going to be a short video, but I think this aggro liner will fit under the pipe on that tiny combine harvester. I hope it does. And this is, you know, in hindsight, maybe this would have been better for the MB track to tow this thing. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. It's not going to be very full. That's the other thing. Like I was saying is, we're going to go this way. Yeah, that's the other thing I was saying. These fields are so small that there's really not a whole lot of crop that's going to come out of them, either for like profitability or to feed animals and then use their, you know, their stuff, milk or wool or whatever. Like it's going to be tricky to make money, a lot trickier than I thought. And I feel kind of bad now reviewing some videos that I've made on this map so far where I talk about how it's like we're just printing money. It's going to be so easy. I don't get it. Well, now I get it. That's the rub, yo. So I think if I put that combine harvester on dumb AI, right? Artificial, not very intelligent. I think it's just going to do straight up and down rows and not get fancy. If that's the case, then we can service it with this fella right here, either till the field is done or till this is full. And I imagine it's going to be till the field is done because this holds like 12,000, maybe. We'll see. Wow, this map it's tight, yo. Tight like a tiger. All right. No, we're okay. We're okay. Beautiful. Set the brake. Carefully. In there. So what I'll do is, what I'll do is back up and take care of this little bit on the end here. Yep, that's what we'll do. And then we'll see if we... Okay, I'll figure something out. Wrong way. Oh, game. That's not the game's fault. That was 100% on me. But I forget that this thing is steers like a forklift. Hopefully we didn't lose too much crop. Man, on a map this small, like every little bit of it is really important. So I'm gonna go up here. I think one more headland, particularly at the top and bottom of the field, because it's so tight, just so our AI has enough room that they can make the turn without getting all flustered like they do. Plus, it's just fun to drive a combine harvester sometime. You know what I'm talking about. So, and this field, it is triple harvested, man. It's just a small map. Oh, it's not a small map. I take that back. It's like a regular sized map. It's just got small fields. Another row like so. And we'll cut the top off, and I guess we'll have to come down that other side because the bottom's a little bit ragged. Okay, not a big deal. I'm loving this 3 miles per hour. This is a, if you can see on the right-hand side of the HUD, down below drive control and everything else, down below my kilometer counter and everything, down at the very bottom is the more realistic indicator. If your vehicle is configured for more realistic and it's up and running, you'll see that. Now I'm curious how much more realistic affects a tractor when it's not showing that panel. I don't know if it's sort of game-wide more realistic, but then it particularly affects more realistic tractors and implements, because this isn't a tractor, obviously, you know what I mean. Whether it's only in vehicles that have the more realistic implementation, or if it's everything but then like extra special double whammy if you've got that panel. But it is definitely something that you notice, and I really like it. I don't play without it. I think it just slows the vehicles down and makes everything seem so much more realistic. No more Formula One tractors. Right. This, a little bit of this, there we go. Okay, so we'll go down the other side, put this on a worker, and then start chasing it with our little tipper. No, well, maybe, because I thought it was 12,000, but we've got 4,200 in there, and it's less than 20%, so it's closer to 20,000. So I'm confident this entire field will fit in that agro liner, and maybe some of our other canola field as well. Who knows? Who knows? But we're making progress. I'm trying to think what else is going on in sim gaming world. Really nothing. I think it's going to be, I think because so many big titles are releasing right now and have over the past couple of months, I think some of the smaller titles are maybe kind of laying low. So I don't know what's going to be available the next couple of months as far as new sim. I mean, in a way, we're sort of a different crowd than the FPS console crowd. So who knows? But it just seems like there's really not a lot on the horizon for December and January. But we'll see. I'll be happy to be surprised. I did see that FS17 is already certified gold. It's pre-sold, whatever that is, 500,000 copies or something. So good on Giants, man. I hope it's a big hit. I hope it's not disappointing. That would be kind of a letdown. Not just for me, as far as, you know, the way I feel about the game, but I think for the franchise. It's I feel like it's just got the momentum to become more of like almost a mainstream kind of sim, you know, whereas right now it's kind of a niche item, you know. It's not, a lot of people don't get it, I have to say. Although to be fair, sometimes I don't get it. Right, so let's get over on the long side here. I think we've got enough room to make turns, and I'll get the grain cart out of the way as well, and that should help. So, if we get lined up, more or less, square it off a little bit. If we get lined up more or less exactly north to south, just at the edge of this row, right, like so. Set the brake, and then we tell it to be dumb, right? Just make rows. Brake off. Hire a worker. Oh, James. You know what? James is going to have to learn sometime. So, he's hired. James, get to work, son. Off he goes. So let's see how James does. So far, so good. Certainly not breaking any speed records, but neither was I. Oh, okay. Thought I saw a little floating texture right there, which is not a big deal. You know, I kind of, there we go. I kind of joke about stuff like that, you know, but map makers they're amazing. There's no reason I would ever seriously complain about anything that any mistakes that they make. Not a big deal. I can't believe they give this stuff away. Alright, so let's empty out what's in there, and I didn't look. Do we have stop all unloading turned on? Find out in a second. We do not. Okay. And I think we're at 32 minutes right now. I think maybe we'll go another couple rows and then I'll stop it, because there's really not going to be a whole lot else that happens this episode. We're just going to harvest canola, and I'm also hoping, like I said, that we keep this map going long enough that we can harvest potatoes, because we've got a ton of potatoes planted. I'm going to stop over here, give this gangster some room, but this is actually kind of a good angle to take a look at what he's doing and hit this vape. Pardon me. Oh, James. James. I think that may be because I didn't establish enough headland for him, so that's kind of on me. But either way, when the harvesters are on AI, they don't cause crop damage. I think that's a good compromise. Right, this thing, I like the way this looks, so I'm going to make this my thumbnail. Right about like so, right about like so. Right about like so. There you go, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 from Hermanns Eck. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.